Good morning, children. Welcome back. Today we'll continue with the next chapter, that is the Vedic age. Okay, Vedic age. Now, first of all, about the Aryans we will be talking. The word Arya in Sanskrit language means noble and freeborn. Aryan people were men of noble character and high ideals, right? They were very nice and they were their character was different as compared to the other one. So they were noble. They were fair complexioned and tall in stature. From their original home in Central Asia, the Aryans spread to different part of the world. Those who came from India are called Indo-Aryans. They came to India sometime between 2000 BCE and 1500 BCE. They were pastoral people. Okay, they were not living in one particular place. They migrated from their original home for different reasons. Some are there. Increase in their number. Okay, number was being increased, so space was left less. Then they moved to another place in search of that. In search of new grassland, new areas they went here and there, and in changing climate of Central Asian region, that places the climate has been changed and they were not able to live in that place, so they moved to the other place. Aryan settlement. The Aryan first settled in the Sapta Sindhu region. Here they moved eastward into the river valley of Ganga and Yamuna, north to of Delhi, where a river called Saraswati flowed. It has since dried up. Here they stayed for quite a long period, composing the hymn of Rig Veda. Okay, hymn is what? It is a song which is being sung in praise of God. Okay, so some kind of words which are being similar to each other, like that. In due course, this area came to be known as Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra, you would have heard in the lockdown period, you have seen the Mahabharata, right? So, in Kurukshetra only the Mahabharata was happened, where the great battle of Mahabharata between Kauravas and the Pandavas is said to have taken place. That is the place of Kurukshetra. These are the holy book of our Hindu culture. Sometime later, they moved eastward into the Ganga valley. They cleared the thick forest. Okay, that time also they were clearing the forest, settling over there when the things were being ended over that places, and they moved to other places. Burning and cutting them down with their iron axes. Iron was a new development in this period. We know that the Indus people used copper and bronze, but the Aryans used iron. This is the contribution of Aryans to human civilization. Okay, in their contribution is the use of iron in this period, during the period of Aryans. It is around this time that iron also came into use in West Asia and Europe. Iron Age was ushered into India by the Aryans. It was being introduced into India by the Aryans only. The central Gangetic plain was called Madhya Desh. The Aryans continued their eastward march. They were moving towards the east side till they reached the eastern sea, that is the Bay of Bengal, and moved upside down. Okay, up towards the northeastern region, covering the whole of Uttarakhand. The land was between the Himalayas and the Vindhyas, and from the western sea to the east was called Aryavrat. Okay, this whole area was being under the Aryans. So it was being called Aryavrat. Aryans and the Dasyus. Dasyus, they were the natives of India. Okay, natives means those who are living nearby. They were here before the arrival of Aryans, who Dasyus. They spoke a language different from the Vedic Sanskrit. They worshipped different god. The Aryans called these people dasas, slave. and were very hostile towards them. Means they were not torturing or behaving badly with them. They were treating them nice. They made them slave. However, some of the Dasa chiefs were treated with great respect by them. Now, from where we got these kind of information? So, two sources are there, that is archaeological and literary. Right. Here see, you can see the map over here. Extent of Aryan civilization about 1500 to 1000 BC. So, you can see this whole area is being under the Aryan civilization, right? Now, first one, sources, archaeological sources. Archaeological sources, according to that, excavation at Hastinapur and Atranji Khed have yielded a type of pottery called painted grey ware. Okay. Another type of pottery was black and red ware. Has also found from many of the sites in the Ganga Valley. Okay. They were being made in such a manner. So, that these all things are being found in those places. These two types of pottery provide great deal of information about the material culture of the Aryans. Means this kind of things they were making at that time. So pottery developed already before this period only in this man. Literary sources, Vedas are the main source of to study the Aryan culture because at that time the writing was being developed. These are among the world's oldest religious scriptures, right? So first one was Rig Veda, the oldest one. The word Veda, it means the knowledge. There are 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. They contains hymns in praise of various god and goddess. These hymns were narrated and passed from generation to generation. Right. Okay, verbally it was being passed earlier. Later they were finally written down. Earlier through the mouth only the Vedas and the hymns were being passed. After that they were being written down. The Rig Veda is the oldest Veda. It consists of 1028 hymns. Samved is mostly a rearrangement of the Rig Veda for musical rendering. In the musical form they were being sung. So it was just a rearrangement. The Yajur Veda, it includes sacrificial prayers, okay, prayers for sacrifice we are doing, na, that one. Then Atharva Veda include charm, incantations and magical expression. Incantation means a series of words joined together. Beautifully it is being magical touch it is going to give while reading it out. The Vedas contain a great deal of wisdom as well as information about how the Aryans lived. Beside the Vedas, Brahmanas, Aryankas and the Upanishad also form a part of the early Vedic literature. Brahman described at length of prose and verses mentioned in the Vedas because when Brahman were being treated at the top higher caste and they were being respected by all. The kings also were being respecting them. The most important of the Brahmana is the Satpata Brahman. Other theological work include the Aryankas and Upanishads. They are explanatory manual on the Vedas. Okay, they are going to tell about the Vedas. Explanation is being done. The Upanishad or the Vedanta contain views of great saint. Okay, you all are knowing that in our country so many great saints have been born and they were famous for so many things. So about this saint only the views are being written. What the saint is going to tell. Some common people were able to understand the Veda. New explanatory books were written in simple prose style, right, so that everyone can understand. The Brahmanas, as they were called, furnish a detailed picture of the Vedic people because they were spelling in Sanskrit, right. This period of Indian history is known as the Vedic age because Vedic texts are the most main source of information about this age. Okay, we are going to get the written information about this age. That is why it is called. Now, polity. Okay, related to politics. King. The Aryans were powerful, then only they had captured so many areas and all. They were divided into tribes and each tribe settled in a particular region. Since they kept large herds of cattle, they required grassland to feed them. Okay, so the various tribes generally fought with each other over grassland because that time they were other tribe was also having the cattle to feed, so they required the grassland for their cattle to feed. So they were fighting because of the grassland only. Each tribe has had its king, also called Rajan or chief, who would lead the tribe in their fights. Therefore, only a strong and brave man was selected as a king. During later Vedic period, kingship became hereditary. Means the king was there, his son is going to become the king, then his son is going to become the king. Likewise, it was being hereditary and all. When king died, his son became the successor or the new king. The king was highly respected. He ruled according to the wishes of the tribe, what the tribe want. According to that only the king was doing. So he usually enjoyed the confidence and loyalty of the people. Why? Because he was working for the people. If he would be against the people and he was forcing the people to, compelling the people to do what he is going to like, then definitely they were not going to respect him and they are going to be, not going to be loyal also to them. King's officer. King had various persons to attend on him. There was a commander of the army who was called Senani. Purohit or priest performed religious ceremony for the king and gave advice in important matters. Now in some of the serials and all you are going to see now, some of the priest or purohit is there, is they are going to tell the king how to deal with particular matter, these and that, like that. Now, in order to remain in touch with the tribesmen living in neighboring villages, the king had a messenger. So, messengers were going in different places, and what problem the people are going to have, they are happy with the king or not. So, they are going to come and tell to the king about that, and the king is going to do for their benefit whatever he can do. The king also sought the advice of the village headman, is called Gramini or Grams or villages of his tribe. But when it came to matter of utmost importance, the king would seek the advice of the entire tribe. He is going to collect the whole tribe people and then he is going to discuss the matter. Though a regular standing army was not there, the text mentioned a functionary called Senani. Okay, they were already being ready. If the king has to fight against, then he can take that one. Sabha and Samiti. These were two institutions to check the power of the king. Samiti, it was the national committee of the whole tribe, right? They are going to look after all the important issues, problems and all that were being discussed in it. And Sabha, it appears to have be a small assembly, okay, like villages and all. Selected people were taking part in the Sabha. Several tribal assemblies such as Sabha, Samiti, Vidatha, Gana are mentioned in Rig Veda. In the later Vedic period, these assemblies seem to have lost their importance. Slowly these all things lost their importance as the time passes out. Then society. Family. The family was the smallest administration and it is going to tell where patriarchal, right? Means the family member, that there was a joint family and all the people were living together. The eldest male member of the family was the head of family. Okay, he was called Grihapati. Like in your houses also, grandfather would be there, your father would be there. So he will be the head and he is going to take all kind of important decisions. So they were being called Grihapati. All power of the family was served in him. He made all the decision and other family member has to obey that one. Okay, they have to obey his decision. Women also had an important place in the family and society. Joint family system was prevalent in Vedic society, right? After some time, now these things has been stopped. Now joint family, very rare places you are going to see. Even after their marriage, son lived with their father only. Okay, they are not going separate. Now so many reasons are also there, and people don't want to, they don't want to leave, and they don't want to listen to anybody's word. They don't have patience and all. That is why now we are having the single family only. Joint family, very less places you are going to find. Okay, thank you children. In the next class we are going to study about the villages and social life of the people in Aryan civilization. Thank you children.